In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, the most gracious, the most merciful. Certain things we do have to do in a routine, and out of the routine, the things which do have to be done as a routine. Some of these things are daily chorus of mundane things, things which are not there for the sake of learning, for the sake of taking us forward. Rather, we do have to manage, and we do have to do them for the sake of just routine. We can't avoid those things as well, but as a matter of fact, these are not something creative, something not which can take us to forward, not something which can remove certain hurdles from our way. But there are certain other things which are somewhat creative, which are somewhat beneficial, which are somewhat meant for the purpose of taking us forward, for the purpose of making us more skilled. Like, if at all somebody have to go on the walk, somebody have to do some certain other physical exercises, I think it is quite useful, and it should not be skipped at all. As much as possible, there are certain other things. If at all you do have to clean your room, if at all you do have to wash your clothing, etc., I think so this is also okay, necessary, and cannot be skipped, but it can be kept, as for the things which are more important, as for the things which needs creativity, as for the things which needs our mental faculties, I think we should prefer doing those things first. And now there are certain things which are not meant for the routine, but which are not being done on the routine, and we don't see any direct benefit of those things, but these things do get us involved in one way or the other way, either because of our own mishandling, or because somebody has intervened, because somebody want our company, somebody want our time, whatever the reason. I think so these things apparently seems a useless thing, but as a matter of fact, there are things to learn from us. They learn from these activities. There are things which can be learnt out of these activities. So keeping in view this factor, I think it is important for us, it is important for us to do that, to participate and to indulge in those things for the purpose of learning new things, for the purpose of getting certain ideas. But one thing which must be kept in mind is that we don't need to go into very depth of it. We should spend as little time upon these activities as little it is possible, like meeting someone else, like somebody want to visit you, like you are invited somewhere else, like you do have to help somebody, who you do have to help somebody in accomplishing their job. They need your guidance, or they need a bit of your participation. I think these things are not bad, because we can learn certain new things out of it. But at the same time, we don't need to indulge, we don't need to indulge much, we don't need to go much down, we don't need to involve ourselves very deeply. Why? Because these activities could become actually the energy draining factor. If at all there are certain things to be done, which are of creative nature, and which can help us actually, which can help us in moving forward, in developing on the way we want to develop our life, on the way we want to prosper, on the way we want to become a developed human being. I think so. So these things should be made a top priority, because these are actually the things which can take us to which can take us forward, or the things which can actually remove the difficulties and the hurdles from our way, from the our way to development, from our way to progress, from our way to prosperity. But as a matter of fact, as far our today's discussion is concerned, as far our today's talk is concerned, I think so that energy draining factor is something which must be kept in mind. Because if at all we want to do certain creative things, if at all we want to do certain useful and beneficial things, what is important here is, the important here is to save the time, the important here is to save the energy, and not to go into, not to let it drain. Energy draining factors are in abundance here and there. So I think that is why it is important to protect ourselves from those energy draining factors. It is important for us to protect us from those energy draining factors. Energy draining factors are a reality, but in today's world, look upon the smartphone, the time, the amount of time we do spend upon our smartphones, on the social media, on certain other things, upon the, this is quite a lot of wastage of the time. And the for the people who are somewhat ambitious, for the people who are so desperate to move forward, who want to develop, who want to move forward, for those people I think the time is very important, and the importance of the time must be kept in mind. Because if at all we don't care about our time, if at all we don't care about our energies, what is going to happen then? The time will be a wastage, and the time is the time, the energy are actually the basic ways, are the basic things which are needed to realize our dreams. Our time is something of very basic nature. Our time is something of very basic nature. Our energy is something of very basic nature. We need to protect it, and we shouldn't be found spoiling it here and there on the trivial things, on the useless things. Dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad, thank you.